we know Southwest Microwave for fence detection system, buried cable systems, microwave systems, and they are systems that have been out for a long time and proven. But there's a lot of newer technology out that, needless to say, Southwest Microwave is looking at and bringing it to market.
I'll just comment on what you just said there. Southwest Microwave, we've been around 40 plus years. We're known for our microwaves. We are known for tried and true technology that works in every type of environment. We're not the company that tends to jump on the new product bandwagon and release something new all the time. However, LiDAR is changing the face of our industry. It works a little different than microwave, microwave-based, light-based.
Right.
But this technology does a lot for the industry. It can be used to classify targets.
Okay.
A microwave field is a microwave field in most cases, right? Where with a LiDAR, I can create exclusion zones. I can put them in narrow applications and just have this small line here where I want to detect, even though my light is scattered wherever it's going.
So reducing your false alarms, giving more programmability to it. Also, I guess this unit now is 100% edge-based processing. So what are the advantages to that?
Well, so there's a lot of LiDARs out. It does take a lot of processing power.
Sure.
So there are units that go out on the edge, but they're actually connected to a big server in the sky or in a security room that's actually doing all the processing.
Okay.
Everything is done in this unit, completely 100% edge-based.
Okay.
So when we tell you what the cost for that unit is, that's the cost for the unit. We're not coming behind you saying, here's the cost for your server.
Right.
To network everything.
Oh, you need to go to the cloud now. Here's your monthly cost or SMA or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, the other thing that we know about this product, there's no moving parts either.
100% solid state device.
Okay.
So many LiDARs out there have refractive mirrors that oscillate, they move, they rotate. Anytime you have spinning or moving parts, your mean time between failure numbers plummet. So also the advantage of that is, so the laser is pointing out at its field of view out of here, correct?
Right.
Well, with a solid state device, I can turn this on its side to encapsulate detection in areas I may want to.
Okay.
Change my field of view just by orientating. If you try to orientate a spinning LiDAR on its side, you take years off of its life because it's no longer balanced like it was designed.
Gotcha. Okay. I know one of the other big things with LiDAR, it can do 3D. So what does 3D really mean to the customer?
Well, it allows you to look at a target from a three-dimensional, and actually, if you read our data sheets, it's slightly confusing. We talk about a 3D LiDAR, and then we talk about 4D. So we talk about height, width, space, dimensions, the 3D there, but then the fourth dimension there is time. So we can track targets based on size. We can then classify them. If you don't want to see dogs, I can classify a dog and then exclude it. If you don't want to see vehicles, or you do want to see vehicles and humans, you can only alarm on the type of targets that you're looking for.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Now, also, we're looking at here is the short range unit. There are 3 different models and types of the LiDAR product?
Correct, and those who know me best, I'm a caveat guy. I like painting the entire picture up front. So this is our 100 meter unit.
Okay.
It actually sends its light energy out roughly 300 feet.
Okay.
We have a mid-range, it's 150 meters.
Okay.
And a long range, 300 meters.
Gotcha.
Now, that's as far as it's sending it out. So LiDAR is sending a light pulse and looking for refractive energy. So the larger the target and the more reflective it is, you're going to get your detection out to those longer distances.
Okay.
So that's the maximum.
Gotcha.
Depending on what type of target you're looking for, you're then going to pare those numbers down to real-world applications.
Sure.
So this is important because not everybody shares the whole story when they sell a device out there. So, for instance, our 300-meter unit, our long-range unit, I would expect to get walking targets 100% of the time in inclement weather. At roughly 50% of the maximum. If I'm looking for a belly crawling target at a nuclear facility or somewhere where they're on the ground, smallest they can be, and then NRC says I have to detect 77-pound humans belly crawling on the floor. that's the target I'm looking for, I may go down to 25, 30% of my maximum range.
Okay.
Because the other thing that happens with LiDAR is over distance, rain, weather, fog, those can be more of a factor than they might be with microwave.
Okay.
However, in our world, we have to detect in whatever weather and detect consistently. So I would never install a device at 300 meters, not being assured and having tested it in those environments, making sure this is my true number. So, but we do have 3 models for various applications: short range, mid range, long range.
How is that powered?
100% PoE,
Okay.
and standard PoE, not PoE plus, anything like that. Yep.
So the nice thing is, you're basically connecting it, to the pole, to a fence. The brackets come with it. You're getting it either a short, medium, or long range.
Correct.
It's PoE, so you're hooking it to a network. It's pretty standard. What integration do you have with Southwest Microwave products and third-party products?
So again, for third party, there's some inherent integrations to Genetec, the milestones out there already.
Sure.
Also, it's 100% on-diff compliant.
Good.
So almost any VMS can pick that up.
Okay.
MQQT output again.
Gotcha.
For standard protocols.
Okay.
And then we have it tied into our relay boards. You can tie it into an ATA module.
Gotcha.
I mean, the sky's the limit on what you want to deploy. And I will add, though, it is PoE. I don't see a real application for not running PoE because it needs a network cable.
Right.
But you can plug 12 volts DC into it as well.
Okay. So in that,
it's hybrid.
Hybrid application, you can power different ways. Target classification, I know we talked about that, but what specifically can it target out there, in the field? I mean, what can it tell you it's seeing, or can you program it?
You can. So you can take a target, have it walk through, create the parameters, and then you essentially are creating your own algorithm to say, look for this. Not only that, you can have a zone set up, and it not only classifies you as a human, Tom, but you get your own number, and I get my own number. So it can track me versus you going through the same area.
Okay, good.
It's pretty robust from what you can do from a learning side in the device.
And it does seem like LiDAR is here to stay, and it's only getting better, and you're seeing it more and more out in the industry. So, Jeff, thanks for bringing this product out. Again, you can get in touch with Jeff Drews, Southwest Microwave, our support at midchest.com, and we'll help you any way we possibly can. Thanks, Jeff.
Perfect. Thank you, Tom.